Okay, you're in business. You're either starting a new business or you've been established for a while, but that question comes up every now and then: how do I finance my business? Especially if you're just getting started. You may need some seed money to get going, some operating capital, things to get you up and off the ground. If you're in business, you may need money for expansion, money to take care of some additional capital improvements or inventory, that sort of thing. So money's always a part of the equation. So you got to be very careful about how you get it and the commitments you make when you do get it. So if you're just starting and you're starting off in a business that's just going to be you, for example, it may be a network marketing opportunity. It may be taking a hobby like photography or art or making pottery and just getting started selling your wares or expanding some sort of a downline in network marketing. The cost to entry in those businesses isn't much. So you may be able to finance those just on your own personal cash flow, just based on the money that you get from your job every day and the other things that you're doing. So if you can do that, that's a great thing. If you need more money than that, then you got to consider some other opportunities. One or a couple of those are from your savings, from your retirement, or using credit cards. Now, when you get to this point, you want to make sure that you watch the first video in this series and you are absolutely sure that you're in the right business for you, something where you can do the best and that you enjoy the most. Because when you're putting these other forms of financing or these other forms of funds in jeopardy, you want to make sure that you're going to keep going through in the tough times. And the only way you're going to do that is if you're strongly attached to your business. Now, I've got a buddy that put 60 grand on his credit cards to get his business going, but it was one of those businesses for him that he was passionate about, and he's made the money back hundreds of times over. So it's not necessarily that it's bad, but you just have to be careful. So if you can't do it on retirement savings and credit cards, then you may have to talk to family and friends, and that also is tenuous. You don't want to put somebody else in jeopardy if things don't go well for you. So I'm not saying don't do this. I'm just saying being very careful about how you do it and how you enter into the agreements with those who are willing to lend you money. If you can't do that, you can look for an equity loan, like taking out a second mortgage or a line of credit on your home. Or if you're in business and you've got inventory that you can borrow against or assets that you can borrow against. Again, be very careful about how the agreement is structured and be doubly sure that you're enthused about the business you're in and that you're going to push through regardless of the circumstances. There are also SBA loans, so that's just a loan through a bank from the government agency, the Small Business Administration. You've got to meet their requirements, jump through their hoops. You may need some sort of a specialized professional that knows how to fill out the paperwork and walk you through the procedures that you need. And then there's always investors. Now, investors are probably going to want a piece of your company, and you have to be comfortable in how much you're willing to give up and how much control you're going to give over to those investors. So there's plenty of ways to get money. As one of my friends always say, my money's out there someplace, I just haven't found it yet. There's plenty of ways to get money to start a business or to expand and grow an existing business. It's just that you got to be very, very thorough in your investigation of what your commitment is going to be to the sources of the money that you're receiving. So the stronger you're connected to your business, the more it's something that you know you want to make go for very strong reasons, the better off you're going to be. So that's it for finances. Remember, subscribe to this channel if you think this information is valuable. Tell your friends about it, and stay tuned for the next video. I think you're going to like it. Thanks.